starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news out of Walter Reed, where President Trump is spending the night hospitalized with COVID-19. The president's doctor says he's doing very well. He is not requiring any supplemental oxygen, and they have decided to begin a Remdesivir treatment. The antiviral drug was shown to reduce recovery time in coronavirus patients. The president has taken his first dose and is now resting. And about 90 minutes ago, the president tweeted out this message: "Going well, I think. Thank you to all. Love."
And as President Trump battles the virus in the hospital, some of his closest advisors are also infected. Kellyanne Conway tested positive tonight. She reports mild symptoms, a light cough, but otherwise says that she is feeling fine. Also diagnosed tonight, President Trump's campaign manager, Bill Stepien. A campaign spokesperson says that he's experiencing mild flu-like symptoms. And tonight, the White House says the president will spend the next few days at Walter Reed out of an abundance of caution, where he will continue to work from a special office there.
The president emerged from the White House just after 6 p.m. local time. Here he is walking under his own power, giving a thumbs up to the media before boarding Marine One for the trip to the hospital.
And when he got there, the president did not go into the emergency room. Instead, he went directly to his office. CBS News has learned the president is experiencing mild symptoms, including a low-grade fever and fatigue. And again, tonight, his doctor says that he is doing well and does not need any oxygen. Before leaving for Walter Reed, the president posted this brief message on Twitter.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well.
And the White House says the president remains in good spirits. And before taking Remdesivir, President Trump was treated with an experimental antibody cocktail from Regeneron. The medication is still undergoing a clinical trial, but the initial data from 275 non-hospitalized patients shows that it reduced the viral load and the time to alleviate symptoms. Along with the drug, the president is also taking zinc, vitamin C, the medication in Pepcid, melatonin, and a daily aspirin.
Let's talk risk now. President Trump is 74 years of age. His age and his weight place him at higher risk of a severe reaction to the virus. The president also takes medication for high cholesterol. CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. John LaPook.
We know that in the United States, the mortality for people over the age of 65 is 15%, 15%. So it's serious. The odds are statistically that he's going to do well, but there's one thing that's predictable about coronavirus, it's that it's unpredictable, so he's going to be very closely watched.
More numbers for you. The CDC says people in the 65 to 74 age range are 5 times more likely to end up in the hospital and 90 times more likely to die from COVID-19.
The First Lady, Melania Trump, has not been hospitalized. This morning, she said she was experiencing mild symptoms, but overall feeling good. And President Trump has had a busy week. Yesterday, after his aide Hope Hicks tested positive, he attended a private fundraiser in New Jersey. Wednesday, he held a Minnesota rally with little social distancing. And on Tuesday, the president shared the debate stage, of course, with Democratic nominee Joe Biden.
Here's a list of those around the president testing positive. As we mentioned, close aides Hope Hicks and just tonight, Kellyanne Conway. Also infected, RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, Senators Mike Lee and Tom Tillis, 3 White House reporters, and Notre Dame President John Jenkins, who was at the White House Saturday for the introduction of SCOTUS nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Testing negative, Vice President Mike Pence, Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, along with 2 of the president's children, Barron and Ivanka, and son-in-law Jared Kushner.
Joe Biden says he tested negative twice today, but experts say that doesn't mean he's in the clear. Why? Well, we are getting answers on this. If Biden were infected during his debate with President Trump, he wouldn't necessarily test positive so soon, potentially showing symptoms up to 14 days later. In fact, experts say Biden should be quarantining since coming into contact with someone who was infected. Meanwhile, debate moderator Chris Wallace claims that President Trump was not tested before the debate because he showed up too late. It's unclear, though, if the president's campaign or administration performed its own test earlier on Tuesday. In light of the diagnosis, the Biden campaign says that it will take down all negative ads against President Trump.
Yeah, the campaign says it may take some time to pull all of them down, but Biden posted a string of tweets calling for unity. In one, he said, "This cannot be a partisan moment. It must be an American moment. We have to come together as a nation." While campaigning in Michigan, Biden also offered prayers to the president and first lady.
My wife Jill and I prayed that they'll make a quick and full recovery. This is not a matter of politics. It's a bracing reminder to all of us that we have to take this virus seriously.
And even though Biden's campaign pulled negative ads, the Trump campaign is still using several attack ads against Biden. And tonight, the campaign also accused Biden of using his Michigan speech to repeatedly attack the president on Social Security, the economy, and job creation.
And Twitter is taking action tonight, saying it will remove tweets that wish or hope for President Trump's death. Those harmful messages violate their policy.